That's dynamite. You may have started a new trend here.
What?
This is really quite a unique cover.
I'm coming out.
Yeah. Yes. You produce. You produce this album yourself? The first one you produced.
First time ever.
What's a record producer do now? I know what a television show producer does. It's very little. A little humor there, Fred. So you have to assemble all the ingredients.
Yes,
choose
actually,
the songs.
I think it's about surrounding yourself with excellence. I brought a lot of the musicians with me that recorded on the album.
Right.
And kind of just saying what you don't like, because they'll supply you with lots of good things. Just say what you don't want.
Yeah.
Had the best on this album.
In other words, if you're going to make any mistakes, make them yourself rather than somebody else making them for you.
Well, this is the first time as far as... most of the time when I do an album, I go in and I just put the vocal on.
Yeah.
I never spend time with the music. And this time I got a chance to really get creatively involved.
Put the whole thing together. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Selection of songs. That's an oldie. That's one of the first songs I used to sing before the Supremes even.
Really? That's pre-Supremes?
Wait, yeah. You know, it was done. It's an original song with Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers.
Right.
And that was the end of the 50s, the end of the 50s, right before Motown started.
Whatever happened to Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers?
Well, I know that their music is still around, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of groups in the 50s, weren't there?
Yeah. Super. The Drifters, the Flamingos. I mean,
Coasters were in there, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, some good groups.
Best.
How many songs do you get a week? People send you. I mean, professional or amateur, that say, gee, I've just written a beautiful song and it was just perfect for you.
Many, Johnny, what's terrific is that I really try to keep them and find time to listen to them, because I feel like with music and with the scripts for movies, you never know where the hit's going to come from, so I listen to it all.
Did you ever fall in and find out of nowhere a winner? The story goes, I don't know if it's true now, because you hear it so many times, that somebody in San Francisco, a housewife, sent Tony Bennett, I Lost My Heart in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether that's true.
That is true.
And, the second song on the first side of this, Sweet Surrender, is a song that was sent to me by a young writer, and I kept it for years. And finally, when I did decide to do it, I couldn't find the writers. We almost didn't use it because we couldn't find them, but we did find them in the last minute.
Okay, we're going to come back and talk some more, and you got get another great number for us. So stay where you are. We'll be back in a minute. Did you ever fall in and find out of nowhere a winner? The story goes, I don't know if it's true now, because you hear it so many times, that somebody in San Francisco, a housewife, sent Tony Bennett, I Lost My Heart in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether that's true.
That is true.
And,
the second song on the first side of this, Sweet Surrender, is a song that was sent to me by a young writer, and I kept it for years. And finally, when I did decide to do it, I couldn't find the writers. We almost didn't use it because we couldn't find them, but we did find them in the last minute.
Okay, we're going to come back and talk some more, and you got get another great number. I hate to break that up.
Yes,
That's great. You were talking about the early days, the pre-Supremes. Somebody told me when you were a little girl, you just practiced singing just out on the steps?
Yeah, well, in the neighborhood I was brought up, the Brewster Projects, everybody sang outside on the stoop, on the doorstep. And I was part of a couple groups, we would sing with all the guys in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Somebody once told me, a high school teacher, though, at some time when you were young, started to discourage you.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I had this teacher, and I tried out for one of the plays in school.
Right.
He said, you have a very good voice, but I think you should do something else.
You're kidding.
Yeah. In the inside of the album, I wrote a part that even though the people that try to obstruct you in your life, sometimes they make you move forward. Because he told me that I couldn't, that's why I wanted to.
Right.
Yeah. So it may have made it possible for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Your music kind of reflects things that have happened in your life. I guess most artists it does, right?
It's funny, I didn't write any of the songs, but when the song Upside Down came out, I was really all confused and going through a lot of changes in my life. And you think that I should be very happy. I mean, I've had a wonderful, incredible life, but something I felt missing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the song came out, I'm Coming Out. I started to find myself a little bit more and know what I want and be a little bit more excited. And then It's My Turn, and people thought for sure that I had to write that, because all of a sudden I was saying, I've got to do what I got to do. And then all of a sudden Endless Love, which is about the people that I love in my career. There's a lot of people involved. 20 years of an extraordinary career with Motown. And
yeah, you sure have
good.
That.
Yeah. So it's just been moving like the records. Right now, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall is one of the songs that maybe I'm into that right now.
What do you look for? If you had to project ahead, we all do that occasionally, say, where would I like to be 10 years from now or 20 years from now doing? Still like to be performing? Like to say someday, well, that's enough of that. I think I'll just now take it easy, and you've got a new house in Connecticut now, and...
Well,
did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I took a look. First of all, challenging part of the career for me has to do with films.
Right.
And I've been searching for the right property. And I just got an important responsibility, one I've never had before, but I'm going to produce the film of Josephine Baker.
And
I've been
that could be dynamite.
a lot of assistance.
She was a remarkable artist.
Remarkable woman,
Yes.
extraordinary woman, someone that's from St. Louis who really was a chorus girl, who really had an extraordinary life. And so we're going to start working on that with Paramount, and I'm just excited about that. So in the next 10 years, I'd like to I'd like to be able to expand more in the production area, administrative kind of things.
Yeah. It's kind
I've
of
started
silly.
my own office.
It's kind of a silly question to ask an entertainer, because I think entertainers basically like to perform and be in front of the public. And Jimmy Durante, I think, said the divinity thing once. He said, you know what, when it's time to retire, when the audience doesn't show up anymore. Because they'll tell you.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to worry about that. They're going to be showing up for a
I
long
hope
time.
not.
No, no problem. You going to do is this other number from the album?
I'd like to.
Nice cover.
Well, you know, I would like to do this song for you, but I had this problem because, you know, I like to change clothes for each
Oh, I know.
songs that I do, so.
Please, focus.